Officials are calling this a terror attack when a man identified as Shamsuddin Jabbar drove a truck along Bourbon Street, running people over.
Investigators say Jabbar drove around barriers in place to keep pedestrians safe on Bourbon Street, and he drove onto a sidewalk. New video just into the newsroom showing us what happened. Investigators say he then got out of that pickup truck and opened fire before he was shot and killed by officers. Law enforcement also found improvised explosive devices in the area and now say they have video evidence that may prove Jabbar didn't act alone.
This all happened along the famed Bourbon Street in the New Orleans French Quarter. This area sees millions of visitors each year and is a hotspot for tourists. It's also just about a mile away from the Superdome, where the Sugar Bowl was set to be played today. That game has now been postponed until tomorrow. And now here's a live look from EarthCam showing the French Quarter right now. The usually packed area is now empty as this investigation continues, and law enforcement is saying this area will be off limits for about 48 hours. KHOU 11 has team coverage with reporters both in New Orleans and here, digging into the local connections and the suspect's background. We're going to start with Matt Doherty. He is in the French Quarter now with the very latest. Matt.
Yeah, this is about as close as we can get to Bourbon Street right now. You see those lights behind me? We're about a block away. Several blocks south of us near Canal Street, that's where the bollards were first installed back in 2017. That's when Bourbon Street closed to through traffic. The bollards were reportedly being serviced when the attack happened early this morning. Officials were questioned about the bollards a few hours ago.
Because the city of New Orleans is hosting Super Bowl this year, it gave the city of New Orleans an opportunity to go further and deeper with infrastructure improvements. Bollards were not up because they are near completion, with the expectation of being completed, of course, by Super Bowl, way before Super Bowl.
Some officers we spoke with here in the French Quarter today told us they weren't sure how much difference the bollards would have made. They say the attacker managed to get up onto the sidewalk at a high rate of speed, getting around the blockade that had been made in place of the bollards. Officials tell us this is still a very active crime scene here on Bourbon Street. They say that new medical examiner units just arrived a short time ago. Back to you.
For jarring details about the bollards that we heard earlier today. Thank you, Matt. As we mentioned, the suspect was from the Houston area, and right now investigators are here at home believe he was connected to Shamsuddin Jabbar. And
we've already seen lots of action and law enforcement going in and out of the home. Katira Winfrey is live there now. Katira, what are you seeing?
Well, I can tell you it is still very much an active scene. We see so many different types of tactical vehicles, and I believe right behind me, that is a SWAT team right there. You can see someone at the very top. It looks like he's perched up there with some type of weapon, and some other people in tactical gear also standing in the back there, but it is still very much active. Now, we were over by the house around 2:30, and that's when investigators moved us to this staging area where they fully blocked down the street. They told us they'd have an update on the investigation for us, and we are still waiting for that to happen. But the thing that they did confirm is that the address they are searching, that is the address that they believe is connected to this suspect. Now, we were also able to get some shots from Air 11 shortly after Sheriff Ed Gonzalez confirmed on social media that the search is tied to the terroristic incident in New Orleans that happened this morning. We've been on scene for hours, even before investigators, and the address possibly tied to the suspect has at least a couple mobile homes on the property. However, a large gate covered with possibly or what looks like sheet metal blocks off the view inside. People in the area tell me that it's a rental property, but again, officials have not been able to confirm any of that. And the people we spoke to were not familiar with the suspect, but just knowing this investigation has led to this neighborhood is a bit concerning.
Well, I just heard about this and I'm scared because I have kids at my home.
When we tell you the FBI and HPD is investigating down the street, what are your thoughts about that?
Oh, I'm scared now.
Why?
Because I think we're not safe.
And again, back here near the property, authorities are searching right now. Again, there are multiple mobile homes in the area. We've asked neighbors if that's some type of family compound, but again, from what they tell us, it's just property that is being rented out. Now, we hope to hear from authorities. About 2.5 hours ago, they told us they'd come and give us an update, but as you can see, they are still on the scene investigating. So hopefully we'll be able to gather some more details and bring that to you when we get it. For now, reporting live in North Harris County, Katira Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Katira, thank you. Investigators tell us the truck used in the attack was rented from someone in Pasadena. That's where we find our Troy Kless working to get more information about how Jabbar got that truck. Troy.
Well, Trayson, it appears that the truck was picked up using the car-sharing app Turo. And this afternoon, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick posted on X that the suspect had the truck since December 30th. We've been digging into leads throughout the day. And this morning, we were able to learn that the owner of the truck does live here in the Pasadena area. And I did speak to him face-to-face this morning. And all he would tell me is that, yes, the truck was rented through the Turo app, but declined to comment further. However, other officials are learning more about this part of the investigation. Turo tells the Associated Press this afternoon it is partnering with the FBI in its investigation. The company stated, quote, "We are not currently aware of anything in this guest's background that would have identified him as a trust and safety threat to us at the time of the reservation." Our public safety expert, former FBI agent Jim Conway, who we spoke with earlier today, describes the steps that will be taken in this investigation.
Well, it will take place personally, who he was in contact with. They will drill down in cyberspace. They will scrub his cell phone, and they will analyze every single contact. They will scrub social media. They will scrub ISIS chat rooms. This will be a global investigation trying to connect the dots between who he is and who he may be associated with.
And we did reach out to the Pasadena Police Department to see if they are playing a part in this investigation, and we have not heard back from them. Now, again, just the suspect renting the truck used to carry out this deadly attack, just one part in this complex investigation. And as soon as we learn more information, we'll share that with you both on air and online. Reporting live in Pasadena, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, so much for investigators still to find out. Troy, thank you. All right, right now the city of New Orleans is working to help family members who may be looking for victims in this attack. You are asked to call the number on your screen. That's 504-658-2229 and press option 3. You can use this number if you're trying to locate a missing person or get information related to displacement from hotels and homes. And the FBI wants anyone with information or video of the attack to contact the agency. You can head to fbi.gov/Bourbon Street attack or dial 1-800-225-5324 to speak with someone by the phone.
And this evening, we are hearing from Governor Greg Abbott. He released a statement on social media saying, in part, our prayers go out to the victims of this heinous crime in New Orleans. I have been briefed by the Texas Department of Public Safety on this attack and commanded them to get to the bottom of it immediately with a special focus to ensure no one in Texas faces any safety threat. Again, our coverage of that deadly attack, leaving at least 15 people dead, continues, and we'll have more information later on in the newscast and, of course, online at KHOU.com. If you want to watch continuing coverage from our sister station in New Orleans, it is streaming right now on the KHOU 11 Plus app and on Fire, Roku, and Apple TV.